Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the Sleuth Intuition channel. I'm your host, Patrick Vallejos, and I am broadcasting to the world live from Phoenix, Arizona. Today, we continue our coverage of the Devil's Den murders. Clinton and Kristen Brink tragically killed by what could only be described as a maniac, right? So, there's not going to be any real rhyme or reason to today's live stream. So, if you guys have any information about this guy, feel free to just shotgun it into the chat. Send me emails. I'm going to show you everything that I've gathered. I still don't have a clear picture of who this guy is, but I can tell you the more that I find, the more that I learn about him, the darker it gets. So I think first things first, let me share my screen with you. So it all started with this photo. Who is this guy? What's up, Ralph? Welcome in. Sylvain, welcome. Sensei, She Warrior, Trixie, Growing Crazy, Cindy, good to see you. Frank Meister, how you doing, Sensei? All right, so I don't have a whole lot of information. I have some. Let's start with what I gathered on his personal background. So his name is actually Andrew James McGann, 28 years old, born around 1997. Earlier, it was reported his name was James Andrew McGann, and that was due to an error by Arkansas State Police. But his actual name is Andrew James McGann, and that's been confirmed by the Washington County prosecutor. Just a little FYI. Jill Moser. Kind of looks like Dexter. Kind of looks like Eileen Warnos and Dexter had a kid. Okay, so one of the things that popped out right away to me while going over the information was Clinton and Kristen recently moved. So did this guy. Is that just a coincidence? I haven't found a connection between him and the victims. So if anybody has any information on that, let me know. Yeah, I saw that. He has a lot of aliases. I wouldn't doubt it if this guy was like some kind of a online CSAMmer, like a Kagan Klein. So he's a school teacher, and he's reported as being the most standoffish teacher, that this certain individual stated that they've ever seen before. So I'm thinking he becomes a teacher so he can get close to his victims, right? What are psycho sadistic killers? What are they really trying to do? Right? According to us here at the Sleuth Intuition channel, they're trying to get from point A to point B. Everything in between is the MO. What was the mode of operation? For this guy, I'm wondering if he became a school teacher just to get close. That was his MO. I'm going to get in close to my vulnerable victims. That's why whenever the parents came around, these strong alpha forces in the room, they walk in like, how's my kid? You better be treating my kid right. He's kind of standoffish. Like, I'm not here to interact with you guys and to talk about your kids. I'm literally here to target your children. Okay, so residents. McGann is a resident of Springdale, Arkansas, having recently moved to the area from Oklahoma. So the Brinks came from Montana and then California before that, right? So it is kind of strange that this guy right here recently moved from Oklahoma sometime shortly before the incident. Same thing with the Brinks. Yeah, we're gonna show all of this. Okay, I think this. No, I found this on X, but you guys have sent me a lot of this, so I appreciate that. Keep sending it to me. Also, the salon worker that basically got this guy busted was in the middle of cutting his hair when he took off. I messaged her today, so cross your fingers. Maybe she'll hit us back up. I told her, man, it must have been so crazy to find out that you're cutting this freak's hair. I mean, technically, she could have become a victim. We don't know how this guy's targeting these people, right? You cut his hair, next thing you know, he's stalking you. Here he says, "Hello, my name is Andrew McGann. I'm a I am very excited to join the Dolphin family as a fourth grade math and writing teacher. I just want to say this. While we were covering this case, right, before they knew anything about him, we kept talking about incels and we kept talking about Brian Koberger, right? The As we presented more information about what we're looking for, the profile of this killer, the victimology, the criminology, a lot of us, including a lot of you, couldn't help but bring up incel or something similar to like Brian Koberger. So him being a teacher and trying to take the path and be educated or be an educator, that's definitely very similar to Brian Koberger. So I think a lot of you out there who are giving us a hard time and trolling the channel, you need to apologize to us because we were actually spot on. So I don't want to hear any more of that. Remember, somebody said the incel word is overplayed, like, whatever. Either way, that's a win for us. I am very excited to join the Dolphin family as a fourth grade math and writing teacher. I graduated from Oklahoma State University. Right, here's that superficial charm. Go Pike, go Pokes. In May, with the bachelor's in elementary education, I have been a substitute for the past 2 years in Tulsa County, Oklahoma, and a student teacher for the spring 2022 semester in Broken Arrow Public Schools in a fourth grade math and science classroom. Go Pokes. Yuck. What do I tell you guys on this channel? You trust no one. I don't give a shit if it's your fourth grade teacher, if it's your fourth grade writing teacher, math teacher. You don't trust them. 1 out of 10. 1 out of 10. I don't care what field it's in. I don't care. You could be standing in a room full of 10 people. 1 out of 10 is an Andrew McGann. Burgundy. My mom and I are thinking it looks like he was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. Hmm. What are the signs of that? No proof, of course. I just thought I'd throw it out there. What's up, Don Spain? Check this out. Like, what the hell is that? So apparently he was right in the middle of getting his haircut. So you can kind of see like she had the comb and the scissors and then he took off. He looks kind of emo right there. Riot says, I saw he was fired from his first teaching job for making inappropriate comments. I don't know if he was fired. I have that. Let's go to that. Here it is. This is from City of Louisville. I think it was posted by Sierra Markham, published by katv.com. So somebody commented on this here saying, hey, y'all, I'm cross posting this in a few groups, but here's a PSA to please listen to your babies. What's a PSA? Public service announcement? When they tell you something is wrong. 3 years ago, my youngest son was a student at Donald Elementary, and Andrew McGann was his fourth grade teacher. My son and several students witnessed Mr. McGann being inappropriate with little girls in the class and reported it to the principal at the time. Heather Shorter. Heather Shorter. You need to protect those kids. Damn politicians, I'm telling you. Mr. McGann was allowed to resign without consequences. Yeah, don't hurt any of my kids, but go ahead and go hurt somebody else's kids. McGann was allowed to resign without consequence, and a statement was put out saying there was no evidence of inappropriate behavior. He was then allowed to continue teaching in other districts in Oklahoma and Arkansas. To find out he was arrested for killing a mom and a dad in front of their two young daughters is horrifying, but the fact that he was continuously allowed around children is the real travesty. This gives me chills. Please listen to your kids when they tell you something is wrong or that they've seen something happen. Yeah, don't disregard what they're telling you. This is crazy, right? You can only think that he became a teacher so that he could get close to his victims. And when it came to Clinton and Kristen, um, yeah, maybe he was going after those kids. Those kids are like Clinton's children, Clinton and Kristen's children. Aren't they around that age? 9, 7, and 9. So they're basically like his students. So maybe to keep from killing one of his own students, he went out. Like, I need to go out and commit the murder. Man, what the hell was this guy thinking? I mean, tell me it doesn't just keep getting creepier the more that we unpack here. Davey, what's up? Pedophile. I think so, man. His point A to point B was becoming a teacher, right? They fantasize, they have these sick fantasies. How do I sexually torture an individual, whether this person's a pedophile or just a sadist? How do I get from point A to point B? You can't just walk up to a normal person that you're attracted to and say, hey, you interested in being tortured and brutally attacked? It just doesn't work that way. So you have to figure out how to get from point A to point B. This guy said, I'm going to become a school teacher, right? I'll be in the classroom alone with my targets. Yeesh. I'm telling you guys, these people are all around us. Brian Koberger, Andrew McGann, right? You drop your children off at school. Your daughter leaves for college. You got to be careful. What's up, Inquisitive? All right, let's keep moving on here. Okay, so I took this. Well, originally this was sent to me. This one was emailed to me, but I actually went and found the source of it and went to her. And that's when I reached out to her and asked if she wanted to be on the show. So if you're watching, send me an email at sleuthintuition@gmail.com. Get up here on the show and tell us what happened. It's got to be the craziest thing. This is from the salon right here. I think she took this video. We'll get to that. I'll show you the actual video. The most recent mugshot. Holy shit. Right? He's pissed off again. So that's why the mugshot looked like that. Because that's what he was looking like, either right before or after he committed the murder. Right? I told you guys the one thing that stood out with the sketch was the angry eyes. Angry Steve Buscemi eyes. Remember, though, Steve Buscemi eyes are a telltale sign of somebody that's just high strung, you know. They just got all this pressure popping their eyes out of their skull. You can call them those Kobergers. What's up, Nana? Small upper lip, flap cupid bow above lip, flat bridge of the nose. Yeah, that's pretty good. I really like this part on the cheek. So big shout out to the witness who helped put this sketch together. Look at the detail on the cheek right here, on the right cheek. Look at that. That's impressive. Right, to give you an idea of a muscular jaw. Good work. All around good work. You know, they caught this guy. It was pretty quick. For all we know, this could have went on and happened to somebody else. He's probably done this before. That could be why he was leaving. You know, they say it's because he was inappropriate, but everything could have been unfolding at that time, right? He's losing control of his demon at work, at home. You know, that fantasy. He has to feed the beast. Thank you, Sensei. If you guys need to reach me or want to send me any information, right there, sleuthintuition@gmail.com. All right, let's see here. Here's some information from 2023. Louisville Independent School District. Andrew James McGann worked as a teacher for Louisville Independent School District, and in 2023 had a reported pay of $59,000. This is 6% lower than the average pay for school employees and 17% lower than the national average for government employees. Here's some information from 2024. Andrew McGann in 2024 was employed at Broken Arrow Public School District and had a reported pay of $31,000. Public records show Andrew McGann working for Broken Arrow Public School District from 2024, so only in 2024. So it looks like August of 2023 and then into the mid 2024. Oklahoma, math teacher, 4th grade math teacher. That's the exact same age of Clinton and Kristen's eldest, right? Wasn't the oldest 9? I think 9, you're in 4th grade. So yeah, he was probably targeting the young girl. He most likely committed these murders because he was probably um, unable to control himself around his own students. That's terrifying. Angrier Koberger, yeah. Davey looks like he's on roids. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Sensei. Yeah, if you guys can't hit the Cash App, hit the like button. Boom. It's right there. Welcome in, Hot Billy. Yes. Here, let me pull up. I have another image. I think he was 5'10". Can somebody put that in the chat? I don't want to jump ahead here. So this is Bayari Elementary School, home of the Bears. Hello, my name is Drew McGann. See, why is he changing his name? I mean, I guess it's short, right, for Andrew, but Drew McGann. I am thrilled to be a part of the Bayari team this year as a 3rd grade teacher. Yuck. I have 3 years of certified teaching experience and a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education from Oklahoma State University. In my free time, I love going to concerts with friends, working out, right? Workout gloves, working out, and being outdoors. Holy shit. I look forward to being an asset to the Bayari family this year and living in the gorgeous state of Arkansas. Remember, guys, when we talk about reverse engineering a crime scene, everything that's out there is pointing right to the killer, right? Workout gloves. All right. This guy likes to work out, right? The murder took place out in an outdoors area, secluded area. What's he say here? Working out and being outdoors. Everything points right at him. That's why it's important to try to put together a profile, because these guys really are not that sharp. They think they are. But if they were, they wouldn't be committing murders to begin with, and they would first thing they would do is seek help if they were even getting close to that. And people do that. There are psychopaths out there that are in programs to keep them from committing murder. Believe it or not, it's just not really publicized. Same with pedophiles. Welcome in, Kimbo. Here we go. 6 feet, 180 pounds, per the Washington County Sheriff's website. I have that image with all that info, so thank you for providing that. Eric Jones looks like he's on roids. There, or because of that look in his eye in the mugshot? Okay, here she is, Adriana Ruiz Avalos. Shout out to her. Check this shit out. Okay, so I'm cutting a guy's hair and I'm shaking because now there's cops and detectives. Told them I haven't swept up the hair in case they need it. And they 100% said they did. Y'all, I'm shaking. Hell, this is crazy. Mostly because it's starting to look like it could be the man they're looking for, but not too sure yet. This to me is like the craziest part of it all right here, how he was captured. I mean, honestly, what would you do if you're cutting this guy's hair and in the middle of cutting his hair, he just runs away because he kind of senses that you guys are picking up on it? Sensei, thanks for keeping us all updated on this case, Luke. You've been on from I think day one, maybe. Hopefully, he's going to get charged. Will he plead or go to trial? That's a good question. I wonder if he will try to act like it's not him. Is there any info on his politics? I heard he was a registered Democrat. Victims were Trump supporters on social media. Could that be a motive? Hmm. I don't know. I think the motive is the 9-year-old girl. When you're 9 years old, you're in fourth grade. He's a fourth grade teacher, third and fourth grade teacher. His daughters are right in that range, third, right in that his target range. I think it was the kids. I think it was the kids. So, Adriana, give us a call. We would love to hear your story. Man. Oh, who was it that said this guy looks like the young Delphi sketch? Who said that? Uh, let's pull that up. It's a similar crime, too. What the hell? It's like giving me every sketch but the young bridge guy sketch. Come on. There we go. Damn. It's him, the accomplice. Yeah, what's with his hair? It's like he's like, I'm going to embrace it. Exactly, Anthony. I've already had like 10 comments. He looks like the bridge guy. I mean, he does. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. He's got those crazy eyes. So he's a fifth grade teacher, too. Oh, here's what we looked at earlier. So I'm cutting this guy's hair and I'm shaking because now there's cops and detectives. Told them I haven't swept up the hair in case they need it. 100% they did. And then she updates. Update. It was possibly him. Y'all, I could have possibly cut the Devil's Den killer's hair. He left fucked up, though. I barely started to fade. So she was in the middle of a haircut, and they were probably like, hey, this is the guy. This is the guy. And tipped it in. And then he kind of started getting weird vibes. It was like, oh, shit, I got to get out of here. So in the middle of the haircut, he tried to leave, but it was too late. Some of his old addresses: Bixby, Oklahoma; Chicago; Bixby, Oklahoma; Denver, Colorado. Let's take a look at the car. So here are some of the videos that I pulled off of her Facebook. You can tell she's like sneaking these too. It's funny. So this is from inside the salon. So imagine you're standing right there, you're just doing your job, and then the person whose hair you're cutting just gets up and leaves because somebody called the cops. Good job. Not everybody is this aware of their surroundings, right? In order to see this guy and to just know this might be the killer that they're looking for. That's awesome. That doesn't happen all the time. Some evidence markers there. Damn, crazy eyes. All right. And then where's the other one? Right here. There we go. So you guys are saying that's a Kia Stinger? Man, we almost had it. Remember the cars that we narrowed down? The Kia Stinger was one of the top 5. So we said Kia Stinger, and then we had 4 others. And a lot of you out there were adamant that it was a Kia Stinger. Is that what this is right here? Look at the black rims and everything. That was the one thing that we really focused in on was, we need something that involves black rims. Cheeks, what up? Look at that flex. Flexing her members 26-month biceps. Damn. Thank you for your support, Cheeks. He just looks wrong. A lot of these people are just missing something. Yeah, soul. It's always in the eyes, and the older I get, the more I see it. You know what that is for me? That's a telltale sign of some kind of early childhood trauma, I think. Like the absence of God. Something so horrible happened to them at such a young age, the idea of God existing is just not there. Something happens to them developmentally. What's up, this account? Man, we were spot on. We were narrowing it down. We found the guy's shirt. If we wanted to, we would have found his boots. We had the car. We had a good profile, right? We kind of compared the guy that we were looking for to a Brian Koberger. Same fucking poofy hair and everything. Big Bird, what's up? Yeah, it looks like he was after the girls. Think about it. He was reported as one of the most standoffish teachers, right? Why would you avoid the parents, but you're all about the kids? It should be both, right? You should be excited to talk to the parents about the development of their children. That's what you're there for. You're a teacher. For him, hearing the information about him being standoffish makes me think that he was targeting those kids, right? Sadistic, violent perpetrator trying to get from point A to point B. How do I get close to my victims? I'll be a teacher. I'll hide right in plain sight. And what better position to groom children? That's basically what teachers are doing, right? Grooming them for life, grooming them for the next year. That's basically what school is. It's grooming. So he might have taken advantage of that part of it. Because Clinton and Kristen's children are the same age of the kids that he teaches, right? If I kill one of my own students, they're going to know it was me. But I can't control this demon that's taken over my life, this darkness. something or someone failed him when he was young. I do truly believe some people are born into it, and it's not always the environment. Well, the thing is, when horrible things happen to really small children, like even as an infant, they may not know what's wrong, but subconsciously something's going on. You know, it's in the DNA, right? Self preservation. Something is in there. And I think that's how split personalities happen, right? You need to create a whole nother personality to protect you from the trauma or from what you perceive is going to kill you or destroy you, make your brain explode. You have to believe in God or else you're a psychopath, Joseph. Calm down, Joseph. Just because you misinterpret what I said doesn't give you the right to start being trigger trolling. Maybe this is a good time to reintroduce the rules here, since people like to be triggered. All right, chat rules. Number one, stay focused. Avoid becoming a distraction to the conversation. Rule number two, no personal attacks. Respect all participants and refrain from insults or targeting individuals. Rule number three, no trigger trolling. Do not engage in or provoke disruptive behavior or arguments. Rule number four, no mention of other channels. Keep discussions within the current chat and avoid referencing other channels. You get one warning. What's up, Dusty? I don't think anybody called it in. I think they were just waiting and did it then. Well, what would have caused him to leave mid cut? You know, somebody had to have called it in. And he was getting his hair cut. Why? Because he wanted to change up his description. That's right, Big Bird. Evidence tape. It's a pretty nice car, too. Look, it's got that rounded back that we were looking for. Yeah, you guys did a really good job pinpointing what that vehicle was. I'm impressed. From what I was told, he was mid cut and police pulled up. Oh, is that why he ran? Okay. So I wonder if somebody called him in. Crazy. Fucking fourth grade math teacher. I mean, we're looking at like a real life Dexter. I think he's more done. All right, guys. What did I miss? Is there anything else? I mean, that's pretty much all I had. Let me go back. Okay, let's try this. So, professional background, teaching career, Springdale Public Schools, Arkansas. McGann was hired as a teacher candidate for the 2025-2026 school year, but had not yet started working with students or families at the time of his arrest. So, look, he's getting ready to start a new job. Clinton's getting ready to start a new job. Is that just a coincidence? Um, Clinton's wife, Kristen, was recently in school. She graduated. She was going to be a nurse. Was this guy somehow, you know, were their colleges somehow working on a similar program? Did they come in contact through their schooling in any way? Don't know. I haven't found a connection yet. So Sand Springs Public Schools, which is in Oklahoma, he worked as a fifth grade teacher from summer of 2025 until May of 2025, or excuse me, summer of 2024 until May of 2025, resigning to take a job out of state. Now, when he resigned, apparently it was kind of like he was forced to resign so that he would be allowed to take another teaching job. But he may have been forced to resign because of an incident involving inappropriate behavior. But right now, that's still speculation. Ooh, hold on. So it looks like he sent me another email here. All I saw was this disturbing image in front of me. So I'm going to pull up these images now. Bear with me, guys. Jeez. Yeah, this dude is a maniac. Taking steroids and shit. Riot says the hairdresser said he didn't put up a fight, that he seemed to be expecting it. At this very moment, he's probably being interviewed, and in 6 months or so, we'll probably listen to that interview. Yeah, I mean, we're going to follow the case all the way till the end. You know, we've got to finish what we started. I'm hoping he just pleads guilty, and saves everybody the trouble. No, since I haven't found anything out about his history or his upbringing. I found his some of his family members on Facebook. Found some photos of him when he was a teenager. Everything looks pretty normal. I don't see any didn't look like he grew up rough. I see two parents. A lot of the photos I saw were during Christmas, holidays. Everything looked fine. Big smile on the guy's face. So what happened? I think so, Sensei, because nobody even mentioned him. The photos were from like I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Well, there is a case. Next time we go live on this case, we're going to talk about it. So let me finish this real quick. So Louisville Independent School District. So in Texas in 2023, why is he bouncing around so much? McGann taught fourth grade at Donald Elementary School in Flower Mound, Texas. He was placed on leave following complaints about poor classroom management and professional judgment. An investigation found no evidence of inappropriate behavior. Okay, so this is when that incident happened. Was while he was in Texas. Teaching license. McGann holds teaching certifications for elementary and middle school grades in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. His Oklahoma elementary education certificate is for grades 1 through 8, is valid from May of 2022 all the way through 2027. Okay, so this will be our 5-minute warning. But next time we go live on this, we're going to cover a case called, well, I haven't really dubbed it, but I think it's just the John Craig Schmutzer case. It took place at Devil's Lake. So it's very similar. It's an unsolved case. The description of the suspect is very similar to the Devil's Den case. This one happened October 14th of 2020 at about 11:30 a.m. So, not exactly 2:30, but pretty close, midday. Grottoes Trail on the south side of Devil's Lake State Park near Baraboo, Wisconsin. Schmutzer was hiking alone when he was fatally stabbed. His body was discovered by first responders following a report of a disturbance described as a possible attempted homicide. The Sauk County Sheriff's Office confirmed the death was due to homicidal violence after an autopsy. Devil's Lake State Park in is Wisconsin's largest state park. Right? Remember, the same thing that will attract people like us to a location, which is its beauty, is going to attract a sadistic, violent killer to those same locations. The only difference is when they get there, what are they going to do, right? Us, we're going to get a good walk. We're going to get our steps in. We're going to get some good family time, some fresh air, get in touch with Mother Nature. Them, they're walking around thinking, wow, here's a good ambush point. I could really hide a body there. I could attack somebody. I can ambush from that point there. The physical description of the suspect in this case, this 2020 case, is a male, approximately 5'10" to 6 feet tall, last seen wearing a dark colored head covering and dark colored face covering. He was observed running frantically and out of control north from the group camp parking lot, possibly onto the Grottoes Trail and then the East Bluff Trail toward the North Shore. Doesn't that sound like our guy here? So we'll take a look. If he's connected, hopefully they have evidence. I'm still gathering information. When I'm ready to present this Devil's Lake case, we'll go live on it. But just as always, guys, I'll keep you updated on the case as it continues to unfold. We'll hear about the charges, what the prosecutor has planned, and then they'll get into what to expect during a trial and things like that. Hopefully he'll confess. We can avoid all of that, and their families can begin to mourn. Clinton and Kristen's family. Oh yeah, that's the one I linked in the Discord coffee channel. I thought it seemed odd when I read it. That was before he was caught, so it could be interesting to look at both now. Yeah, so next time we go live on the case, that's not an update, and it's just more of a presentation. We're going to talk about John's case. Don says it shows he lived in Chicago. How far is Devil's Lake from there? Yeah, the fact that he's in Chicago puts him somewhat close to Delphi, too. A99, welcome in. Says Maniac. Absolutely. Angry Maniac. With uncontrollable rage. Thank you, Dusty. Thanks for participating. Trixie says about 2.5 hours. So answering your question, I believe, Don, it says, shows he lived in Chicago. How far is Devil's Lake from there? I think Trixie's answering the question about 2.5 hours. All right. If there's anything that I missed in today's live stream, you guys, please email it to me at sleuthintuition@gmail.com. Remember, we are 100% crowdfunded, so we do accept Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. You don't have to feel pressured, but we do a lot of boots on the ground stuff. We're going to be looking further into the Chelsea Grim case. We're going to bring the drone out there. Also, we're going to the crime scene and the Indian reservation to follow up on Emily Pike's case. We're going to be doing some boots on the ground investigations there. And that kind of stuff just helps with gas money. We don't need it, but it just helps speed up the process. Your support of the channel is enough, but if you guys want to help speed things up and you want to be part of the boots on the ground campaign in a more personal way, like I said, we are crowdfunded and we appreciate every little bit. So thank you guys, and I'll see you again soon.